friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with Great with Nancy, and it's time for some creative ink. It's time for us to get creative and inspired so you can share all those beautiful creations with others. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I welcome you to my channel. Today is Thursday, January 22nd, that I'm actually recording this, so it will play on Friday, the 23rd, January 23rd at 3 p.m. So hopefully, fingers crossed, okay, that I schedule it right. And because I have another commitment at the same time tomorrow, but I wanted you to have some inspiration to get you going for the weekend. This is a spin-off from what we did on Wednesday. We are using the Peaceful Garden scrap pieces that we had left over from our one sheet wonder. Okay, so let's look at our desktop so you can see, yes, let's look at our desktop so we can see what we're making, okay? So just as a review, these are the one sheet Slimline cards that we did. So we started with one piece of 12 by 12 designer paper, and we had enough for us to create a custom envelope and the front side of our card, and also a little embellishment on the inside as well. This is so easy to create and makes a really nice piece of happy mail for those. It's like a standard, it's like a number 10 envelope, so there should not be any extra postage if you don't have it too bulky, okay? So we have the doves here, and this is the Peaceful Garden designer paper. Here's another one right here, okay? And let's see. What else? Oh, and then I showed with the Brush with Beauty paper. I love these as well. So you can get really, you know, just choose a paper pack and go for it, okay? You could either do all the designs, or you could just do one of them and keep, you know, moving around. We've got some of this beautiful brushed, or not brushed, but brown metallics. I love it. Pairs well with this suite here as well, okay? And then I did one, this one I started with first, the Everyday Happiness. I don't know, it's okay, all right? It's not my favorite, but it's still okay and doable, you know. Still a great wishing you well card. And here's another one right there, okay? All right, so if you miss, this is the Peaceful Garden paper. It came out, you know, when did it come out? I didn't write it on here. It was last year sometime. And it's what we used in our team October retreat with our customers, and I just haven't used it enough, so I'm like, let's use this. So it's not total Christmas. I think it's nice wintry designer paper. And let's look at the flip side. So kind of like a more neutral type of designer paper, okay? Paper's still available. I believe the bundle is 2. And we're also, what else are we using today? I didn't use the bundle. Pulled out the Simply Said stamp set, and With You in Mind as well. And I also pulled out, these are still available. These are the Hues of Blue Flowers. This goes with the Peaceful Garden Suite. And one of the cards today, I did use the embossing folder, and I believe this has retired and is no longer available. But the card we're making, I think you can still use any type of embossing background, okay? We're gonna start with that card in just a minute. So those are the other things that we have used today, all right? And also, I'm pulling out a paper pumpkin add-on. This is the January through March paper pumpkin add-on. These are the dies right here that will coordinate for the next 3 months. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, this is only a $12 add-on, and I think it's so worth the value for the different dies. So I want to start sharing the value of having these paper pumpkin dies. But you do need to be a subscriber, okay, in order to order that. So, and I found these little, these plastic envelopes to keep my dies in on Amazon, and I'm working on setting up a store so I can start sharing links to the store so you can find these products, okay? And just a little hint, when you're die cutting paper, so, you know, you can only die cut one at a time. And I had a piece of paper that still had some room. So don't forget to pull out some other dies so you can, while you're cranking through, die cut more, especially if you have room on the paper that you're using, okay? I love to have little bonus things available for me to use. It makes, sometimes you like that, so it makes your card making so much faster and quicker. Okay, oh, and we're using the Secret Sea bordered open weave ribbon. We used that the other day too, so it's a nice dark blue type of ribbon. All right, so let's make our first card. Our first card, we're gonna use these 3 strips of designer paper. We're gonna make like a scrappy kind of card, okay? Having a silicone sheet, rubber silicone sheet really helps with this, so you don't get adhesive all over your card front. And we're starting with a piece of 3x4 cloud cover cardstock. Okay, and I'm going to decide where I want I think I want the doves in the middle, I guess. Let me look at the back side. You know what? Let's go with this. I'm thinking, let's just kind of lay this out a little bit to kind of get a feel as to, I think I want something darker there. I think I might be okay. Will that be okay? There might be enough left over, I think. We'll go this way. I want to just make sure there's a big enough. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I am going to put adhesive from about here to here. So I just have my finger there, flip it over, and we are going to put some adhesive on here. Okay, of course, I'm going to miss covering up those doves. And just, you know, and just go for it, okay? So we're gonna put a thing there, and I'm gonna just trim this off because I do want to try to use this other piece right over here. Maybe it'll go here like this. I want to be able to get some of those doves in. I think that might work okay there. And then we'll put this one over here. So roughly about there, we need some adhesive. Okay, let's add some adhesive. This is a great way. You could cut your strips down so that they're a little bit narrower, but I'm just keeping this really plain and simple today, okay? So see the glue on here? I don't know, can you see the glue right on there on the rubber silicone sheet? That's what I mean by this is great to keep that glue off your desktop or on your grid paper so you don't have a big sticky mess happening, okay? And once it's dried a little bit, it's going to rub right up, you know, just like, remember the rubber cement that we used to use in school all the time, which I think the majority of people have at some point used rubber cement. Okay, we can still keep cutting, and I save my scraps till the very end because I did use some scraps on the other cards that we're going to make with the other pieces. All right, so let's add, will they fit there? Where do I want them there? Oh, I'm going to be like a little tiny piece there. We're going to go with the doves right on this side. See, I didn't want to have a little tiny rectangle in the corner, which we're going to end up with, unfortunately. All right, so let's get these guys as much as we can on there. And we are going to have a little bit right here. So we're going to put some adhesive right here on this corner. All right, let's do that. Just do that. Give it a minute to adhere. And I'm just gonna go like this a little bit because we want to, we'll just go with the doves over here. See, I'm gonna have a little tiny corner. Oh, really didn't want that to happen, but it'll be okay. There's not really Not going to get very many doves on this. Just the way the paper's cut, right? Okay, there's that. Cut these off. So I can, there's still quite a bit left there, which will be good to use. All right, let's keep trimming here. By flipping it upside down, you'll be able to see where you need to cut all these excess pieces. And they've got glue on them. So I'm kind of turning them over. Okay, we got this really tiny, tiny little corner, which I want to make sure we get that on there. Let's see, I think we need something dark here. So let's just add this dark piece right onto there. All right, there we go. It's going to be tiny. My other one I did ended up tiny too. Okay, see how quick and simple that is to do that? All right, you could start with a larger piece of cardstock and then cut it down into strips for you, you know, into smaller panels as well. Depends on, you know, how big your strips are and how big of a piece you want. So kind of keep that in mind as you're planning it out. I mean, you could start in the corner, it did plan out better, which I probably should have done. All right, I love this. So now we're going to, so here I've already embossed that beautiful embossing folder, okay? And I just thought it would look so pretty. It creates such a pretty frame with this. We're gonna add some dimensionals to this. Actually, we're gonna tie some ribbon around this. Okay, so let's see, which way are my doves going? We're gonna tie some ribbon up here. So let's tie some ribbon, maybe, if it wants to cooperate. So the next couple of days are filled with training. We've got the Stampin' Up! Virtual card retreat coming up. That starts today. In just not too long. So I got to finish up here. I might miss the beginning. But I'll be sharing some of the cards with that. And as far as I know, the card making kit is still available. And it's really, I think the projects are pretty. I'm excited to learn some new techniques with it so I can share with you as well. There's some coloring and other things happening. Okay, that looks pretty, doesn't it? This ribbon ties really, really well. Just cut this a little bit shorter. Let's see, there we go. All right, we've got this. So now we can add some dimensionals to this. Okay, let's add our dimensionals. And, you know, I have a lot of scrappy or strips. I need to go through some of my designer paper and make more of these. There we go. And I've already stamped a greeting with the stylish shape circle right there. And it's going to hang off the edge, but I don't want it dimensional there. We're going to just kind of go with 3 here. We'll put 2 kind of close to the side. And leave the other part hanging. It's going to hang over the edge. Okay. So let's do this. We're going to put it right up here. So that way I can see these beautiful doves right there. Isn't that just beautiful? And I'll grab some scrap or some paper for the envelope flap. I didn't do that. So let's embellish this with these hues of flowers. All right, that we have. I have these and just haven't used them. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's go with this Misty Moonlight one. And then let's put some white ones right up here. There we go. Okay. All right. Isn't that just pretty? So here's my original one. This one I used the rhinestones with, and I have the circle down below, and just, you know, my pattern's definitely different. Okay, you can use whatever you'd like. So this is pretty much all we've got left of those strips. Okay, I'm going to hang on to this because I think we might use that in a little bit. Okay, so our next thing is we had these 3 pieces left over from because we started with a 3.5 inch strip that was cut off from our big piece that made the envelope. So we had these left over. This is 3.5 by 5.25. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim off an end off one of the ends, and I'm gonna look to see. I love this design here, so I'm gonna cut off a 1/2 inch. We need 4 7/8 here. Okay, so we've got just a 1/2 inch strip, and we're going to use this on the front of our card, and we're going to do that to each one of them, and just kind of look to see which one would be better to cut that 1/2 inch strip off from. There's that one, and this design does not matter. Okay, just go with it. Okay, oops, and then I should have thought. We're going to cut these, yeah, how much are we doing these? 2 3/4, right? I need to measure. Hang on. Let me measure here for a minute. And 2, let me think here. So 2 1/3. So 2 1/3 is what we need. And you could really do anything as long as, you know, each of the sides were equal measurements, okay? But we're going to go in half. That's what's going to make it super simple, all right? So with the magic of television, so what I did was we've got 3 over here, okay? And these are the other 3. Is I'm going to decide which ones I want to put with which card. Okay, because we're making 3 cards. What did I do? All right, we've got that, and what's on? So this one, I paired these 2 together, and then I paired this, and then this together. All right, so we've got 3 pairs here, and then we took our 1/2 inch strips right here. Okay, and oh yeah, they are the same size. So what was I thinking? What did I do here? I know. Okay, actually, these are the 2 things. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to use these 1/2 inch strips on the front, or I could take this leftover scrap and save this for the inside for an embellishment, or I could take these and trim them up so we can use these for the inside. We know the inside is 3.5 inches long. Okay. So I'm going to just cut this in half. So we got 2 1/2 inches. Okay. And then this one, let me cut this down to 3.5 as well. So just kind of think about what you have in your scraps, and, you know, and how can you decorate and maximize your paper effectively, which is what I love to do. Okay, oops, I lost a piece of paper. Hang on. Okay, and I lost some flowers. Okay. My flowers fell too. So let's see. So what we're gonna do is we need to decide how we're gonna use these strips. All right. I think this one will pair well with this. And I love this with that. And then this blue one, what did I do? Yeah, I don't like that. I think we're gonna go with this, okay? And in case your strips come up a little short, okay? I wanna just share a little thing that happened, because I use my paper differently on this card, so I didn't have one of these strips was shorter. Okay, so let's start putting these together. All right, and then I'll share with you what to do if you don't have quite enough long enough length. Okay, but before we do that, I want to just share with you, Stampin' Up! Just released an exclusive offer starting next month on January 3rd through March 2nd. It's a joint special offer, and when you purchase the starter kit at $99, you get to choose $125 in product plus free shipping. They are no longer including a paper pumpkin kit in their kit, all right? But there'll be some business supplies, and you do get free shipping, okay? But as a little bonus incentive, they are offering this new stamping positioner right here. It takes the place of our Stamparatus. So if you never got the chance to get a Stamparatus, this will be a great alternative for a stamp positioner. So mine is coming, so I'll have it to share with you. But so be ready to order yours on February 3rd. I don't know what their supply is. If it's a really great promotion like their last one was, you're going to want to order early. I don't know. They haven't said if they run out, what's going to happen, okay? So if you're in love with it, there's grid paper too. I believe the grid paper comes with it. And one of the perks is being a demonstrator. I get to pre-order it now, okay? And then also coming up, the March online exclusives pre-order has started, and there are some great suites. There's 4 suite collections in here, plus some other bonus stamps and bundles. So really great goodness coming on March 2nd, okay? Or March 3rd is when it would go, because the joint offer is good till March 2nd. All right, so the next sales period starts March 3rd, all right? So great stuff in there. I don't know if I can share the inside yet. I need to read my my info a little bit more, okay? But really good things. If you're a canner, and I'll give you some hints. If there's a beautiful floral suite coming out, if you love to can like jams and stuff like this, you're gonna love this stamp set. There's a great sports one for kids, and what was the third one? And another floral one too. And there's a new garden set coming out as well, bundle. Just really great stuff. And a great set if you do veteran cards, Memorial Day cards, stuff like that. You're gonna love the bundle coming out as well. So, okay, let's make this card. So I've already did some prep work, okay? We have a cloud covered card base here, and a Misty Moonlight cardstock for matte. So we're going to, which one are we? We're gonna use this one. We're gonna make this so simple. I love, these came out really good, but I think our inside, or our greeting is gonna cover it up. I chose kind of that paper pumpkin die is kind of a large die cut. So a lot of this is gonna get covered up, but it just needed it. Okay, so we are going to just adhere these to our mat here, okay? And don't worry if the middle doesn't line up or if it overlaps or whatever, because we have this great piece to cover up any imperfections there. The main thing is get a nice border on the outside, and these should be the same height as the other ones because we cut them off this. Okay, so I've already pre-stamped that, yeah, what's the name of it? With You in Mind. I did Happy Birthday, and I should have added some dimensionals to all of these here. To make this, I was trying to make this a quick video for you all, so you can get to creating this weekend. It's going to be super cold, so this is a great weekend to pull out some stamps, ink and paper, and do some crafting and everything else. So yeah. Okay, so let's pop this onto here. All right, and we'll add some of these floral images here. Okay. So let's grab, I think we're gonna grab some Misty Moonlight this time for flowers. And come on, there we go. Got those on there. And then I've already pre-tied some bows here with that Secret Sea ribbon. So let's grab a mini glue dot and let's pop it off here to the side and give it a little trim. And I didn't do envelopes for this either. I'm slipping here today, but I will add some envelopes so I can share them with you. I don't know if I can get to blogging another blog post about that. Isn't that sweet? Okay, let's go on to card number 2. So this is a Misty Moonlight base with Secret Sea, and we're gonna use this one right here. Let's grab this. Okay, we'll add these doves over here. You can switch them around, do whatever you'd like. Okay, let's, whoops, I'm putting it on the wrong side, Nancy. Here we go. I'm gonna have to put some, use my adhesive remover. We're gonna let that, well, maybe that'll cover this up. Let's put this on. It might cover it up. Not quite. Here we go. Oh, the label will cover that up. Okay, let's add our die cut label. We'll be good. So after you watch this video, I hope you leave me a comment in the comment sections. Heart this video, share it with others, and let me know if you have enjoyed this one sheet wonder. And if you tried it, if you tried the one sheet wonder, and then are trying these card with all your scraps left over, the other pieces left, because let's keep sharing creativity with others. I need to send out some more happy mail. I just have to, it's been a busy week this week. Had a lot of appointments on top of everything else. Okay, card number 2, quickly. Okay, so our last one, which is right here. This is the Secret Sea, Secret Sea card base in a cloud cover mat here. Have you noticed that I've done a whole collection of using the different colors on all the cards? It's a great way to really make your collection of cards very versatile. And I use the same size mat inside as I have on the outside as well. Here we go. Okay, well, oops. All right, so if your piece is short, okay, let's just do this. So I had 2 little pieces. I had 2 pieces that weren't quite long enough, right? Look at that, there's a space, but I knew my label was gonna cover it up. So just do that, okay? It's okay to separate it. I don't think anybody's gonna peek underneath that label to see, oh, is that all one piece or not? Okay. Main thing is just make sure you get these strips lined up together, okay? Is all. You don't want one kind of off center. Does that look good? Yeah, you want this to be a continuous line if you can, as much as you possible. Okay, and they are not going to know that you have 2 little pieces there instead of 1 big one. Okay, do they look like Christmas cards? That's what I really would love to know. Do our cards look Christmassy or just very wintry? Because I got glue all over my finger and the ribbon's sticking to it. Okay, let's add a glue dot. We'll add our final bow here. Here we go. Here we go. trim that and just touch up the edge here. Okay, so just I hope everybody stays warm and safe this weekend, and everybody down south, you don't have too much snow or power outages. So okay, there we go. What do you think? I love them. And here's our other one right here. So enjoy this, have fun with it. If you need to order anything, you can go to createwithNancy.com and click the shop now button. Okay, and also make sure to subscribe for my newsletter, because that's where I would have a PDF for you that I would share a PDF for you regarding these projects today, so you can easily recreate them better and keep them in your library as a reference as well, and recreate it with different products. Okay, all right, have a great weekend, everybody, and come back next Wednesday for some more Creative Ink. Until then, bye-bye.